welcome to another episode of Ask the Wizard, streaming live almost noonday for October the 4th. Today's topic, now the title, it kind of has like an assassination and a killer and mystery and stuff. It's in a lot of movies. The Manchurian Candidate. It was actually based on a book. I actually Googled it. Based on a book. There was 2 movies that wrote about it. But the topic today is not about like assassins or secret agents, but it is using the same technology to really give you a powerful tool for creating and remembering and recreating the state that you're looking for when you're manifesting. All right, starting the timer now. I'll be back in 5 minutes. Get comfortable and we'll see you soon. Hello, how's everyone doing this morning? Whoa. Let's try that again. Hi, how is everyone doing this morning? You're the first person I've talked to, just about the first person I've talked to out loud. So my throat is letting me know that. How are y'all doing this morning? I'm doing well. This topic isn't new for me. It popped up in my awareness this morning as I was listening to you could call it a meditation music, but I'm going to use a different descriptor for it. It's an anchor to create a state music. And I'll explain what I mean by that. Way back when, 2005, might have even been, I think it was 2005, the spring of 2005, I participated in a fire walk. Now, a fire walk, for those of you that are unfamiliar with it, there's a whole variety of ways you can look at it. They're very powerful, that I know, for sure. So, there's a workshop that goes with it, and then at the end, you have the opportunity to participate, or sort of experience what you were taught by walking across a bed of hot coals barefoot safely. So in the workshop, the teacher, Thomas Chadwick, is the fellow that taught it, he talked about creating a state. So as it relates to manifesting, in step 2, so the manifesting process in the manual back there is create your perfect desire, whatever that is. Live that desire on the inside. Feel it. I talked about this yesterday. The feeling is so important. Third step is managing resistances, obstacles. That's the fun part. Fourth step is taking inspired action. Fifth step is celebrating your victories. So the second step is creating or living that experience on the inside. That's where you're visualizing, you're thinking, you're playing that out. Again, as though it has already happened, not happening, right? You're at the end, not along the way. It's always when you set a destination in your GPS, it's the destination that you set in, not somewhere along the way. Same thing. And you're feeling it. You're feeling those good feeling, right? Feeling sensations. So that's what he would do. And he took us through a meditation visualization, sort of create this particular state. And then what he did was he had us anchor that to a physical action. Now, in this case here, the physical action was you sort of pumped your fist, I'll call it that, and you went, yes. So you went, yes, like this. And so what he would do is he'd create this, right? You go through this visualization, you create that internal state, that feeling, and then you would go, yes. And throughout the workshop, he would do that. He'd be teaching, doing something else. He'd stop, do the visualization, anchor it. On and on and on, stop, do the visualization and anchor it. So then what happened was when we walked across the coals, you see, we didn't have to go through that visualization anymore. All we had to do was go, yes, yes, because we had anchored that internal state, that internal environment to some type of, in this case, was a physical behavior. So we'd taking a non-physical environment that caused us to feel good, anchored it to something physical. And kind of, I've watched the movies Manchurian Candidate, and that phrase is used a lot. And that's essentially what it was supposed to be, right? So they were programmed, and then they forgot they were programmed, hypnotized or whatever. And then when there was this trigger, this external trigger, then they became the assassin or whatever. Which the mechanics of that is very valid and true. I mean, we experience it all the time. We're coming up to Thanksgiving here in Canada. Pumpkin pie, right? You smell pumpkin pie. Any normal person has to love pumpkin pie. You smell, or whatever. There's certain scents. There's certain music, of course, certain songs you hear on the radio that maybe you listened to 20 years ago, but it brings back maybe those memories, those feelings in an instant. And so that's what we're doing. And so what brought it to my awareness was I was listening to one of my state creating music, not just meditation, but whenever I would play that now, when I do play that now, it creates that feeling. It just kind of washes over me. I don't have to visualize anything because what I have done is visualize, got into that meditative state, got the feeling, while I was listening to this particular piece of music. So now when I listen to the particular piece of music, it triggers that feeling again. So anchoring it. And this is really valuable. So your takeaway from this is, I wonder if teaching moment works. I'm going to try it. Son of a gun, it worked. I didn't know if I still had that keyed up, but so your homework is find something physical, whether it's music, even whether it's an object, whether it's a behavior, right? And what I want you to do is, as you're visualizing, creating that feels good as it relates to whatever your desire is, then if it's an object, hold the object while you're doing it, and focus on that object, right? Focus on that object, feel it. If it's here's a little controller for one of the lights. I wouldn't particularly use this, but anyway. So you just, as you feel it, think about, like, look at it and feel the texture and feel this. As you've created that internal, the end result, again, you created that image, those images in your mind, and it feels good as you hold on to this. You're creating that connection. So a particular stone or a crystal, so you hold it in your pocket. Whenever you touch that crystal or stone, it reminds you. Now, it's going to take a few times to do this. Oh, hey, Michelle, how you doing? It's going to take doing this a few times to build those connections between the internal state you create, the sensations that go along with it, and then the physical trigger. You keep doing that, and it often won't take very long. All you have to do is you pull the crystal out, or you kind of put your hand in your pocket and you rub it, or in this case, this music that I listen to. As soon as I listen to that music, it puts me in that state like that. So it's just a really efficient way to help create the internal environment, pictures and movies in your mind relates to your desire already here. The good feeling sensations that you feel in your body. Why is that important? Because that puts you in the receiving mode, as it said so often in the manifesting process. It raises your vibration, which allows the mechanics of how this desire is actually going to manifest in the physical to happen a whole lot easier, because you're not getting in the road, right? Remember, we don't have to make it happen. A big piece of what we do is just get out of the road. Right? Just get out of the road, right? Don't help, right? The show yesterday, I talked about that, right? Comes this point in time when you don't need to help anymore. The process will naturally take care of itself. Your job is to just kind of not interfere with it. Easier said than done, I know. That's it, folks. It was kind of, I thought that was cool. Becoming your own Manchurian candidate, not the assassin killer kind, but the manifesting kind. All right, guys. Share. We're all in this together. See you on the web.